Good morning. I'm saying good morning, though it's evening for me because I just got up, and as you can see from the video, I'm trying to do my Augustine routine. For August, it's August Awakening, and it's trying to improve mobility. So you can see me sort of lying back because Justin is lying flat on the bed, and we're doing toe exercises. Apparently, toe exercises are really important for mobility because you walk on your toes or whatever. So I'm crunching my toes and then flaring them out at the moment. You can't see it on the screen. You can see the rest of me, which is looking kind of like full, shall we say, full-figured. I'm a full-figured person. And not only that, but I'm also quite stoned in this video because of something the doctor called polymyalgia rheumatica. It's just a guess. He hadn't done any tests on me or anything, but he said that's probably the source of all my excruciating pain. So I'm trying to resolve that with exercise and meds. However, the meds make me really, really sleepy, and I don't know how long I'm going to have to take them. So hopefully getting my blood pumping will enable me to stay awake long enough to get some work done. Because capitalism still exists and I need to work. So anyway, before I get my dumbass together and move the camera downward so you can see what my feet are doing, let me read you an excerpt from chapter 2 of Child of Destiny. I know that you know because I've been bombarding you with the fact that my books are 25% off at Nuria store. So Child of Destiny is the, the peak, the nadir of the Child of Destiny series. And it is the book around which all the other books revolve, right? So in this exercise, I am spreading my knees out. This is how to exercise your knees. I'm not just showing you this for your titillation to show how like fat people exercise. No, you should do these exercises as well. Whether you're fat or you're thin, you need to do this. So I gave up finally and decided to just lie on the floor because Justin was lying on a bed, and I decided, okay, let me just lie on the floor and do this shit, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there you go, all covered up. So what's happening now? What is happening? I don't know what I was doing there. So anyway, oh, I get it. I was trying to make you see what I was doing. Okay, so we're exercising the arms and the glutes at this point, and yeah. So chapter 2, in which a life is saved. When she walked out of the bathroom, which was across the hall from her room, she cocked a peek to see whether Leo had stirred. He was standing in the middle of the room, fully dressed to his black alligator skin boots. Leo's family was in the alligator business, hunting them, raising them, and selling their various components, skin, meat or teeth, whatever anyone wanted. So when he wasn't wowing the school courtside crowds with his basketball skills, he was at his uncle's farm, learning the family business, or else canoodling with his girlfriend Charlotte in one of her various family properties and hosting exclusive parties for the in crowd at her lake house. His life was pretty much set the way that he liked it, or so it seemed. "Do you have what you need now?" he asked her, his voice slightly huskier than usual. She was startled out of her thoughts by his words. She wasn't really sure that all this was happening, or he was simply a figment of her imagination. Although God knows if she was going to imagine herself in passionate embrace with anyone, his name wouldn't top her list. Arrogant, insensitive, alligator-killing son of a gun, she thought resentfully. "Yes, I have what I need," she replied, and turned abruptly away, heading for the stairs to the attic, where she kept her herbs, and the cauldron sat waiting in the fireplace. Sensation was still shooting through her body in disconcerting aftershocks, and there was something wet running down her legs that she didn't want to think about too much. She could feel her legs wanting to shake with reaction, but she would not let them. So that's the end of the excerpt. You can read more in Child of Destiny. And here I am, I think, about to complete the exercise. I think we were doing piano fingers. You were doing piano fingers at the time? Yes, we were. So yeah, enjoy. I know the fat girls. Okay, so you've watched a video of my workout. This is post workout, and I just wanted to talk about posting that video. It wasn't. I want to say it wasn't easy, but it really was. I'm not really ashamed of my full figured figure. It's just that right now other people are uncomfortable with it, but I think it's about time that we all got comfortable with full figures, because we have all sorts of bodies out there, and we can't just be living in a world where we think everyone looks the same. Yeah, we don't look the same. Some of us have big bellies, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's hormonal, it's estrogen, and there are assumptions about people who look like me or who are just like fat, and the assumption is that we got ourselves that way. But I've known people who are fat their whole lives. We went to the same schools, we had the same lunches, we had participated in the same sports, but we all had different physiques. So I don't know if this renaissance we have now, should I call it renaissance, of people like would we call it like fat phobia, just like people really looking down on fat people? I don't know if it's new, or is it because I am noticing it more. I don't know, but I noticed that it's used a lot as an insult, as if being fat is something which is like, oh, if you're fat, you're dumb, you're racist. Yes, fat people are dumb, racist, slow, and none of this is true. None of it is. Just because Donald Trump is overweight doesn't mean all overweight people fit into that category. And I feel like maybe we should be more aware of it, of how we use fat as a derogatory thing, because not many people are as built into themselves as I am. Many people would feel like they're being beaten by that, like it's beating them down, working on their self-worth. Not many people just don't give a fuck what other people think of them. So we need to be more mindful of how we use words. And what those meanings are. And I'm not like preaching from a point of view of, oh, I've never thought bad things about fat people. I can't I don't remember specifically thinking, oh, fat person is not as attractive or whatever, but it might have been something that I accepted as just something that is, but also not. Like there's a cognitive dissonance there, because one of my most attractive friends has been fat her whole life, like from the beginning, and also I'm attracted to fat women, so I think there was some cognitive dissonance there. My point is, we need to be mindful. We need to be more mindful of how we use words. I hope that, I'm not trying to be, super brave or anything in that video. I liked it, and I thought it's something that needs to be shared. And also, I was looking for a new and different way to promote the fact that my books are 25% off, because I noticed that posts that I post which show my face or which show me do better than posts which just show like the books, or just a video that I created with a lot of time and effort in an effort to entertain. So I found that weird, because I'm not that interesting to look at or talk, but apparently. So here we are. We're trying to put ourselves out there. We're trying to show up for ourselves, because it's come to my notice recently that when you show up for yourself, the feeling of, oh my God, this world is so hopeless, it's also hopeless. You have less time to think about that. I'm not saying it's not true, just saying you have less time to think about it. And I also wanted to talk about, like, my girlies who are heading to their 50s. Please be knowing that on this floor there is pain. There is pain. Right now, I am semi-stoned from taking legal drugs. Okay, legal drugs. Lethal drugs to numb my nerves so that I stop being in pain. And it's crazy. It's crazy because the fuck did this come from? You know where it came from? apparently autoimmune disease. And where did autoimmune disease come from? It came from all the stress of living for the last 50 years. So if someone had told me when I was 20 that the more you stress, the more likely it is that you're going to suffer from an autoimmune disease in your 50s. Okay, honestly, I don't know what I could have done about it. It's not like I went looking for the stress. It's just, life. So, if you're looking for the answer to why your body is attacking you, apparently that's why. It's because of all the stress that you went through throughout your life, turning around on you and attacking your body. Yeah. And the weird thing is this happens to women only. So you can imagine with all this pain I'm in, and you want me to be out here jogging so that you can say that, oh, she's not so fat. No, I can't do that. Sometimes it's a huge burden just to lift my hand, to bend over and collect something from the floor. My son can testify how many times I've called him to come and pick up something from the floor for me. Anyway, so I just wanted to add a coda to that video. This is the first podcast I've made in a while because, my guests I wanted to get a guest to talk about, autoimmune disease, but she's been ill and we haven't been able to set a time. So I'm gonna also try to step up my podcasting, maybe do 2 or 3 more for this season, for this year. I want to make it beneficial. That's why I just want to post my random thoughts. So here's your first video podcast. Hi.